One thing that's extremely important, and you get to choose, is your cryptocurrency exchange. You get to choose which cryptocurrency exchange you want to use, and we're going to learn about that here in this section. And basically, an exchange is where you buy and sell cryptocurrency. You know, it's where the trading actually happens. So let's learn a little bit about cryptocurrency exchanges as we build out this section of the course. So you have different types of cryptocurrency exchanges. The most common one, and what you'll probably be mostly involved with, I would say almost 99% of people would be, is what's called centralized exchanges, or CX. A lot of times you'll see them listed as the spot market, or they're known as the spot market for trading. And that's a cryptocurrency platform for an exchange platform run by a company, right? So there's somebody, you can see some examples of some companies here on the right side, like Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, others, Bitfinex, others. And there's many different exchanges out there, and they run the exchange and they facilitate the trading of cryptocurrency. And so when you think about trading crypto, where you do it, what most people think of is the exchange. And when they really think of that, they're really thinking of a centralized exchange. Like, okay, I buy and sell my crypto on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro or on Binance, you know. So that's what they think of, like when they're thinking of an exchange, is they're thinking of a centralized exchange, and typically what you'll be looking at and learning about and using. But there are a couple other different types of exchanges too to be aware of. One is what's called the DEX, or decentralized exchanges, and basically they're an alternative to a traditional centralized exchange. And so the platform is more decentralized. That's why it's called a centralized exchange, and it doesn't depend on a company or service to really kind of manage it. It's more, you know, self-managed, more decentralized. It's very much a peer-to-peer type thing. You can see some of the ones on the right here, some of the popular decentralized exchanges out there. They have interesting names like Sushi Swap and Pancake Swap, and yes, there's a Burger Swap even. So with these decentralized ones, it's more about, you know, people one-to-one looking for each other and, you know, it's transferring their cryptocurrency between people, you know, basically swapping back and forth. Versus, let's say, more so trading and looking, you know, getting to a wide world out there in a centralized exchange. But there are decentralized exchanges out there, but it is different, and that's something, you know, most people are going to get involved with unless they're really trying to, you know, swap, you know, especially large amounts of currency. Sometimes they might be using it that way, you know, to move it around. But for regular traders like you and I, you'll be looking more at a centralized exchange instead of a decentralized exchange. And then lastly, there are what are called derivative exchanges. So these are exchanges, and sometimes they can be a centralized exchange that offers that service, like Binance, for example. You see it was on both lists. What derivative exchanges do is they tend to specialize in trading certain types of trading situations. So if you're interested in trading futures or forwards or swaps, or certainly options is very popular. If you want to trade options with cryptocurrency, you know, that's where a derivative exchange might come into play. And basically a derivative is it's more of a contract, really. It's a financial contract between two or more parties based on the future price of an underlying asset. Let's think about options, option to buy, option to sell, you know, based on future prices. And a lot of times they're used to hedge risk, or a lot of times actually used to speculate on the price of an underlying asset in case it changes. And a lot of times with options and other types of derivatives, you can have greater returns, but you can also have much greater losses too. Very risky on there. I have a link to an interesting little article that kind of gets into detail about derivatives and cryptocurrency and explains it in a nice little short way. So you can check out that article if you're interested in learning more about futures, forward swaps, and options. But the key takeaway from this part is that you need an exchange for that to happen. And you have these specialized derivative exchanges. And so many people, they love to trade, let's say, option stuff, might be on one exchange for their centralized trades, their traditional trades, and then might be on another, let's say, for something that's, you know, is more of a derivative exchange that caters to that and will allow that, basically. And then you have like the big exchange, like Binance is a real big exchange that offers both, as an example. Okay, so now that you know the different types of exchanges out there, let's now look at from these broad types. Now let's look at individual exchanges themselves and what to kind of look for. So you can make a good choice, because again, you get to pick the exchange you want to work with and be trading on.